Hello everybody, welcome to Japan. Our road tripping has hit its peak because we are now road tripping outside of Korea, and I just remember being so excited about it. It was raining quite heavily, but we decided to and had queued for over 3 hours for this allegedly really good gyukatsu place, and well, the food was quite good. Here's the first of the many accommodations you will see in the Japan series. I didn't do much in the first day because we had spent our entire afternoon queuing for the gyukatsu, and I was also kind of sick. So while the boys went walking out in the evening, I came back home to rest. Here you only see 2 beds, but if I remember correctly, there were mattresses in the cabinets that we took out later at night. Where Clement is going into now is where you would do your businesses. Here's the sink, and there's where we take our showers. And there's all to this room. The next morning, we travelled to pick up our ride for the next 6 days, and here it is. We filled our tummies at a rest stop, and I must say the food is actually really good. And then we drove some more, and our first attraction of this road trip is the Mishima Skywalk. The skyline was so pretty, but because we were blessed with really good weather throughout the entire road trip, you will realize that the view was almost always impeccable. We were supposed to get a sight of Fuji right about here, but because it was too cloudy, the search for Fuji continues. While we were driving to our next location, we noticed this odd phenomenon of clouds rushing down the mountain over us. We got curious, and because others had also stopped, so did we. And it was here that we had our first unexpected sighting of Fuji. We then arrived at Owakudani, where we could take a cable car of sorts, but because the weather was so bad, I know I said that most of our trip the weather was good, but this is the only exception, I promise. But because the weather was so bad and so cloudy, that couldn't happen. We were supposed to get a nice view of Fuji from here as well, but that was not to be. For dinner, we visited this really small but cozy restaurant ran by an elderly couple, and here I had beef sukiyaki udon, which was really heartwarming and nice. And here's our second accommodation for this road trip. Here's where you shower. Right, turn on the lights so that you guys can have a better look inside. There's a bathtub and a place where you can stand to shower. Really cute decorations in this house. Here's where you do your business, and then there's the sink. And then this accommodation is like split into 2 parts. Here's where you have like the dining table, here's where the girls slept. And then on this other side is where the guys slept. And then here's like the sink washing up area. Yup. The next morning, we made our way to Yamanakako Panorama-dai in hopes of catching Fuji in all its glory. And well, an emergency occurred midway which my friends happily recorded down.
Any thoughts? Very good.
It took a while for Fuji to reveal itself, but boy, weren't we glad we waited. Here's a time lapse, recording the entire review. What a breathtaking sight. Maybe one day I'll make it a point to climb Mount Fuji.
Wow, that's pretty.
And for the rest of the day, we were blessed with an endless view of the majestic, snow-capped Mount Fuji. We then arrived at Oshino Hakkai, which is a small village that provides scenic views of Mount Fuji and has vendors selling food and souvenirs. There was also this monkey show, which I was not too much a fan of. And then it was time for lunch, which probably had a seating arrangement like that because of the pandemic that had just passed. What's also cool about this place is that they had a toilet that greeted you. Also, note the specific instructions here for how males should use the toilet. We then arrived at and climbed Chureito Pagoda. And then we went to pick Faith up, who joined us midway, and here's us navigating a really narrow road to her accommodation. With Faith now on board, we visited a traditional Japanese village with a rather complicated name that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce, but here it is. The place was kinda vibey with what seems to be a piece of Japan's history. There were samurai costumes and kimonos that could be rented for photos to be taken. Since the weather was great, and now that we had faith with us, we went Fuji chasing again, this time at Lake Kawaguchi. And then it was time for dinner, tonkatsu for dinner. And here's our third accommodation for this road trip. I would say it's the biggest, it's the most fun, I think, for a big group of friends. A lot of like sitting, chilling places. It's a really big kitchen.
So pretty.
The furnishing and furnitures are really nice too. A big toilet. This side door here kind of links to another like room. Not really for sleeping, but for like projecting TV and like chilling. This door leads to the outside. Leads to the outside.
Got hotel feels.
Got hotel feels is what I said while recording this vlog.
Exquisite soap.
Here's the room where the girls slept in.
Sorry. Actually very nice rooms.
And here's where the boys slept in. Yep, and this was the room just now. That it was linked to the toilet, the shower place. And then this is the toilet where you do your business. Very, very nice place overall.
Very pretty house. Yeah, sewing. Look at her hair.